Hi, kids. Wasn't the scoop funny yesterday? I had so much fun doing that. And I think that you did too. Most everyone did, it sounds like. Anyway, today I was going to read Debbie Sue's poem. But I'm not going to. And Debbie Sue, don't let your feelings be hurt, because I'm going to do a whole video tomorrow on your poem. And I hope that's okay with you. But it just inspired me as I was preparing for this. I said, oh, this needs more. This needs a lot more than just me reading it. So that's what I decided to do. So there will not be a poem from Debbie Sue today. So if you're disappointed, oh well. The other thing that struck me as I was getting ready to visit with you, I feel like I'm a game show host. Is that crazy? This show, this channel, is very different than anything I've seen on YouTube. I haven't seen anything like it. Faith said yesterday, she said, or the day before, she said, this is my favorite YouTube channel. And I said, it's mine too. It is, but it's very different. I'm starting to get nervous. Am I doing something wrong? Because well, probably not, because I've been like this my whole life. I don't do what everybody else does. I'm a nonconformist. I did wear uniforms in Catholic school, and I did wear white uniforms as a nurse, and I still believe that they should wear white uniforms. But I have been a nonconformist my whole life. And it just struck me when I was trying to do this, when I was preparing for this, which I don't do much preparing, and that's obvious sometimes. But I thought, this is like no other channel I've watched. I don't know if that's good or bad. We'll find out. I haven't been paying attention to the subscriber thing. I'm doing that deliberately because sometimes if it goes down, it discourages me. If it goes up, then I get excited. So, I can tell which videos are popular and which aren't, which people don't like. But that's okay. Anyway, enough of that. So Debbie Sue's poem is not going to be read today. It will be read tomorrow. And the whole video will be about the subject of her poem. And I'm not going to tell you which one it is, Debbie. You'll have to guess. It's going to force you to have to come and watch it. You won't have a choice because you'll be dying of curiosity. Anyway, I hope that the little pictures at the end are you getting a little more time. And I want to ask you, do you want, after we do the pets, there's another person's hobby that's going to be coming up the end of this week, and I still have a few more pets, but I have some community member pictures, and I would love to show them. As a matter of fact, I forgot I was going to ask you this. That video that Sandy sent me, the one who spends all day long, well, she works part-time. She's a little younger than us. She has a really handsome husband. She has a cat. I was so busy teasing Sandy that I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, she sent me a video of herself saying hi to me. And I've been thinking about that. And how cool would that be if we got like a 1 or 2 minute video from people introducing themselves and sharing a little bit about themselves? Think about that and give me some feedback on that. I don't want you to take over the whole scoop. No. I don't want you to come in here and take over the whole channel. But I think it would be really kind of neat. I've never seen that done either. This is very scary. The other thing, I'm getting the urge to do a live. So what I would like you to do, if you haven't hit that notification button on wherever you hit it, would you hit it? Because then you'll know, because if you really want to come, you might miss it. But I'm doing it intentionally, not telling you when it's going to be or anything. So if there's any glitches or anything, there'll only be me watching it. Quinny and I will be watching it. I was going to ask my son if he would kind of be in the background and make sure that everything was okay. But you know what? I really want to do it myself. So I think that would be really fun. And then maybe that we could add that to our repertoire. Maybe a live occasionally. Like once a week. Skip a scoop. Skip a scoop. Since the scoop is extra, but I'm having kind of fun with the scoop. It's almost like a no-brainer. There's no stress. But okay, let's get started again because I don't want to spend 30 minutes of talking about nothing. Do we know Lottie? I don't think I've seen an awful lot of Lottie. But Lottie says that she is a 75-year-old dishwasher. I don't know if that means she has a job like at a restaurant or a diner, or she's the chief dishwasher in her own house. I thought that comment was priceless, Lottie, and you have a good sense of humor, so you've got to share more, so we can have something to laugh at. When I saw that, I was chuckling all the way to the bathroom. And then there's Jean S. I'm trying to be careful not putting people's last names out there unless they want it. Does she have a story to tell about pee and poop? I know you guys don't like to talk about, but you kids, all kids like to talk about poop and pee. Anyway, when she was a kid, her mother they used to pull the car over to the side of the road when somebody had to pee, and her mother would open the front doors and the back doors, and must be very familiar to most of you because I remember my mother doing this. But what if you had to poop? Then she had to go into, the brush. Everybody that rode by knew what she was doing. Anyway, she had to wipe herself with leaves. Her mother didn't even give her a piece of toilet paper to use. That's how old she is. Okay. Then Karen. Remember, Karen B is the one who thought up this whole idea about asking questions. And she was late in giving her response. So anyone can respond whenever you want to these questions. It was in 1958. I was only 10 years old, and I was a sophomore and nearly 16. My boyfriend, Tex, from school was 18 and a senior. Oh, that's trouble right there. He had had his driver's license for 1 year with no infractions or accidents, so my dad finally said yes. When Tex drove into the driveway, he wasn't driving his old beater. He was driving his dad's bright red 1957 Ford Galaxy retractable hardtop that I didn't know about. We lived in a small town on the Oregon coast, and of course we headed straight to the local hamburger joint, drive-in, right out of American Graffiti, complete with girls who came to your car, hung a tray on the window, and took your order. Loud 50s music came from the speakers, and everywhere there were other teens in their hot rods. All the guys were back and forth between the cars and had never seen Tex's dad's gorgeous car before. Tex paid for the burgers and milkshakes, but maybe his dad gave him the money. It was the perfect date, and I remember it in detail still. He kissed me goodnight. It was my very first kiss. She also suggests that everybody watch the movie American Graffiti at least once. The movie and its sequel were incredibly accurate in portraying that amazing era. It didn't matter whether you lived in Texas, Kansas, or Oregon. That is what was happening. I'm going to do that. Thank you, Karen, for doing that, even though you were late. So remember, everybody, let's watch American Graffiti and see. You can probably get it on YouTube. We'll do a review. I have so many things that I want to do. Hopefully we'll survive this channel. Okay. Then we have PJ Loescher. That's her call name on her when she comments. So I think it's okay to use it. I don't know what her name is, but maybe it's PJ. She has stenciled on her kitchen walls. This kitchen is for dancing. Do you remember stenciling? Does anyone still do it? My friend Gay has she had stenciling all through her house when she built it. And I think it was in the 80s. I'm not sure when it was built. But yeah, maybe the 80s. It's about 50 years old, I think. And it was really pretty. She had it all redone, taken down, and painted a couple of years ago. But remember when we used to do the borders? We used to do the borders on the top of the wall. My friend, the one who passed away last year, she loved teacups. And so she painted, her whole kitchen was yellow, and she did like a blue watch plaid, but a light blue, like yellow and blue that goes together. Not Boy Scout yellow and blue, but anyway. And then she had a border at the top of her kitchen that was a teapot and a teacup all the way around her kitchen. Now, people would snark about it today, but it was really pretty. And it was her. She used to do tea parties with her granddaughters all the time. And she collected teapots. When my mom passed away, and cups, I gave them to her. Now they make bird feeders out of them. They're not respected like they used to be, those pretty teacups. And then I wrote this down, but I don't know if it was PJ Loescher that wrote it down or not. It says, "Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened." Okay, here's a juicy one. Hi, Sierra Dawn. she was a bartender. I bet she has some really good stories to tell. I'd be interested to know, Dawn, what kind of a place you were a bartender. Was it a sleazy bar? Was it a nice restaurant? Was it just a nice lounge? Was there such a thing as those date rape drugs and stuff? I don't think they existed when we were kids. I don't know. But did you see any of that kind of stuff? Did you have to cut someone off from drinking? See, I've got all kinds of questions. Then, she also skipped school to go to the beach. So she's a little fringy there. And I have CenturyLink written down, but I don't have anything written down. I didn't take the comment. I'm sorry. I'll find it and I'll do it tomorrow. If it was worth doing. Maybe I didn't write it down because it was a lousy comment. I don't know. But I'll try and find it because I must have. I don't know why I wrote your name down. I have to confess, I tried the pineapple pizza. It's not for me. Not for me at all. It wasn't terrible. I like ham, I like pineapple. But ham and pineapple with red sauce and cheese, no. I didn't like it. So I ate my last piece. Oh, actually, I have my last piece right here. Look at that. Notice I've been doing a lot of mouth things. So, and I thought Christy suggested that I thaw it on a pizza peel. And wouldn't you know, I have one. I have something for, just in case. But I forgot about it, so I thawed it on the pizza peel. I put my cornmeal down, and then, the rest of the stuff. I didn't like it. Then I wanted to ask you, is anyone interested in being a pen pal to anyone? Because I have had requests for people who would be interested in being pen pals. I am not on that list because I have too much on my plate. But if you want me to hook you up with a pen pal, we can try. Just send your name, and anytime you have to give me permission, write permission, like you can use my picture, you can use my name and my email address so that I don't get into any trouble, because I don't want anything to happen to anybody because of me. But there are people on this channel that I feel like I know already, and either they're pulling the wool over my eyes, but I think most everyone here is wonderful. Have you noticed we haven't even had any snarky comments in a while? They must like TV shows instead of channels. Anyway, so I told you about Debbie Sue's poem is going to be tomorrow. It is going to be the center of our morning coffee. Today there is a pet at the end, and it's Patsy's, and she is a Mickey, M-C-E. I'm not going to tell you the rest of her name, but her name is Patsy, and the cat's name is Mister. I also wanted to ask you, did you go out today and look at something? That was delightful. I think, yeah, I told you that this morning. Anyway, I'm getting confused again. I've got a pretty good system. Somebody emailed a system that they suggested, but I had tried that a long time ago. And it just didn't work for me because it's me. So I have finally come up with a system that seems to be working reasonably well, except when I write somebody's name down and then I don't write the comment and stuff. But that'll come too. And I was supposed to show you the ice cream. Well, I haven't made it yet, so I'll have to show it to you tomorrow because I had to run an errand today and I didn't get home until late, and I knew you guys would be here in 10 minutes. It takes 20 to 25 minutes, not counting putting it together. So I told you I was going to make cherry chocolate chunk. So that's what I'm going to do. I also went to Martin's today when I did my errands. Martin's is that salvage store that I go to that I like. They had all kinds of handicapped rails. And I said, oh, I'm going to get one or two because I have places that I want them. Of course, they didn't have the nickel coloring or plating or whatever you call it. They had black, they had bronze, they had a gold color. No nickel, which all my other fixtures are nickel. So I like things to match, so I would prefer nickel. But the prices were really good. They had a toilet paper holder and grab bar. But when I read the directions on how to install it, it was a suction cup grab bar. Now, I have suction cup grab bars in my bathroom. They work, but I would not want to rely on those to pull somebody up from the toilet. No way. No. They're good as a stopgap, but they fall off the wall. So even though it was under $10 for that, I know why. So I didn't buy it, but I had it in my cart. And that's another impulse thing. So I think I'm going to call it quit. Oh no, I have one more thing. I told you I was going to ask you the questions every single day. Well, I've decided that that's too much. It's too much for me, and it's too much to expect people to get the answers in a timely manner. So what I'm going to do is I am going to give you new questions on Friday. And then we'll have a fun scoop on Monday like we did yesterday. Or today, whatever. Yesterday. So I have to figure out what the questions were that I gave you yesterday. They were you a cheerleader, a band kid, or just hiding behind the bleachers eating snacks? Did you ever mix a tape for someone and did they appreciate your music? Do you talk to yourself while doing chores, or do you give yourself a full awards show speech? Okay, so those are this week's. You can try answering those, and we'll try and do an update on those on Friday, or as they come in, maybe that might be easier. On Friday, I'll give you new questions for the weekend. So, anybody has any ideas of what they'd like to talk about, I am open to it. Now, I am going to say goodbye. I've been talking so much, I didn't even take one sip. I'm going to take a sip now. Oh, I had it locked. Okay, make sure you come back in the morning because we're going to do Debbie Sue's poem. And then I'll see you in the morning, and then I'll see you at the scoop tomorrow, hopefully. So be good. Ta-ta, kids.